I get the fact that sometimes our spirituality might seem a bit strange to a lot of people. Like most people might not really understand what we are getting ourselves involved in because of what we are used to and um, what we've known all your life. The transition is not going to be an easy one because when you are just moving past something you've known all your life to go and believe something else that it's a bit not totally strange because you find traces of it in what you've known, but it's some of the ways and some of the customs and some of the rituals and some of the things that are involved looks a bit different from what you've always been used to. It's a bit hard for a lot of people to transition in, but the truth of the matter is and I've said this time and time and time, everything that exists out there, every spirit that exists out there, every religion that exists out there, everything, spirituality, whatever it is, knowledge, information that is out there, they all got it from our spirituality. Our spirituality, the spirituality of our fathers, is the bedrock of everything out there called spiritual. If our people have existed way before, way longer, thousands of years before any other people, then you should think about it. Who got spirituality first? You know what I'm saying? So I know sometimes it's a bit difficult and it's hard for people to chew on the things that our spirituality entails. But the truth of the matter is, it is so because it is the original. Every other thing you see out there is a copy, they copy from our spirituality. So my advice to everybody is to have patience, have the openness of heart and mind. Be ready to learn. Be ready to ask questions. Be ready to go deeper. Be ready. Push yourself to want to go deeper. That's the least you owe to yourself. Push yourself to want to go deeper. Because it is until you open up and are ready to ask the necessary questions that you get the answers you're looking for. Welcome to our spirituality. Papa, a child, son. I want to actually end. I want to hear that in a bedroom and to entry. One sim the young crafty, one sim the young passion. It was the penny in I actually ended doing quite the young bed in the bedroom and pencil. You see, they send me young canyon, up by young woman. Actually, young one, I chair and I say, and if you be out all day, if you may be a the penny show me papa, and yes, somebody be a can't stand there. What dog no why do no aboyendo a chance say me happy as I see a mammy inside 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 your mom sign the pig you are bring mammy your child son yes road that ever could not bo home yes rather ever could nation womba yes rather ever could not church a womba at some womba. So on back of Chua, walk Chua, Yakwa, Tsnia, Nature, and Natrian, Big Nap and Pendra. All day you do, our bravo you. A seat, Jensa, Ajo, Jensa, Abene, Jensa, Auku, Jensa, Ya, Jensa, a feet, Jensa, Amen, Jensa, swear to me now, one Jensa, ask to me one Jensa, you swear to me one Jensa, Jerry asked to me one Jensa. You know, no more you won't be up one Jensen. And I'm from a Monsa. Now if you giant Monsa. Massage phone, family come Monsa. So for paying a notch, Monsa. So paying to Messi, Monsa. na be able to boost no sa anona ebusia na anona to me na no sa na be ngetua no sa da no sa atimagi no sa bibia tumozo bibia na chi no sa yesero ba kan yo wongo me edumezi ya kraboshe sene ya resro ya church ananam da ahyemensa da me church amanfo no won sanam bra amambra kwana do sankofa de wuchi ti yesre the yesan ye chiri akofa yi won boy won kan ya ho won ye akase won hyen won ye ne fi obonofo no kwan bibia da obetina nsa kire nananam yesema wona ona won yi won nzi ona won yi won nzi ona won yi won nzi yesre bio the yesu yazi won boy yan tase won boy yan adwen won boy bibia ri ogboy o yakoma ni entin zamase ni ehun zamase yesre de yebezi yen nananum bezi nkomo won boy akwane man obi biara or pray obi biara osre obi biara ohia don yin na be kase bia yesre won boy akwane man won boy akwane man won boy akwane man ye de ni anama o amana amani na ahye monsa ni anama wo ben yen na ahye monsa ye de bibi man hye monsa yim de wo page me bi man bio yesre de me ye be ye dem wo de ahye yensa dem wo de akire dem wo aka akire na o de ye ne de bo me bibi man onye na temper fred yesre na nanom won bo yen won kire won zi na akwen ye da wan ase melinated truth egusi na da wan ase won ko do won kan yo ko do boy yo won ko do share amen.
A current conception of God has no place for the devil. We concede there is evil, yes, but evil is a state of mind, not an individual sitting somewhere enticing people to commit sins. And in fact, even the question of heaven and hell is not in our traditional religious philosophy, because you cannot imagine the good Nyame consigning his children into fire forever, or discriminating against some of them and making them either sit with him and others cast in hell. No. Everyone in a current traditional religion is divine, and we are separated from God due to ignorance. And once that ignorance disappears, you unite with God.
Akwaba. Yedo bibiara si yedo duma nkoma na tumi na ase de wa men why and boy be be shame you. I'm grateful that we are gathered again. This is Spirit Friday. My name is Kojo Bento, and you are on Indeed Nothing Else Than the Melanated Truth. This is the home of every truth you've ever searched for. We are learning, we've been learning, we will continue to learn, and we will continue to grow. I love this family, and once again, congratulations to everybody that made it possible for us to hit 300 subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you, every single person that is here because you desire to know the truth. I appreciate you. I ask that the powers that be will continue to bless me and you, and to enable us to come into the dimension that we are called to be. This is what we do every Friday. We'll talk about spirituality. So let's head straight into Spirit Friday. So last week, Spirit Friday, I taught you how to open your channels. It doesn't mean automatically you are there 100%. Now you know how to open every channel. No, it means that you need to practice. You need to continue practicing till you get perfect, till you get a perfect opening. So when the minute you go into the spirit, you sit down, you try to meditate, you pour your libation, you try to meditate, you spend time with the dimensions and the ancestors. The minute you try to meditate, you should connect instantly. You should move into the dimensions, and it's not too late. Listen, nobody is too late to discover spirituality. I don't care, you can be 99, you're still on time to discover spirituality, because it's all about commitment, it's all about awareness, it's all about dedication, and it's all about the will to pursue. So the reason why we need to connect, we need to open up our channels, we need to connect to the dimension, is because we need to keep the communication going on. You understand? The two dimensions, both the spiritual dimension and the physical dimension, are like cohabitant. They all depend on each other. They are not separate, they are not independent from each other. They are very much dependent on each other. So what we need to do is to keep the communication going on. Communication between this dimension and the spiritual dimension. As we are fulfilling that which needs to be fulfilled there with their help, they also go on to fulfill what they need to fulfill in that dimension. If you don't communicate, if you don't talk, how then do you understand where you are going? How then do you understand why you are even here? Mind you, why you are here is in the hands of the gods. You don't know, but they know. Do you understand? So when you stay in connectivity, when you stay in communication, what you do is that you allow yourself the opportunity to be able to access who you are. You allow yourself the opportunity to be able to dive into who you are and what you are meant to be, or why you are here. These things would never be hidden from you. Why you are here, who you are, and what you have been here to do would only be fully accessed or achieved when you open up your communications to the dimensions. So learning to communicate to the dimension is as simple as talking to your ancestor, talking to the powers that be, talking to the authorities, talking to the plants, talking to the trees, talking to everything that exists around you. Because everything that exists around you exists to make you who you are. There's not a single thing that is in existence that is out here to fight you. And this might be hard for a lot of people to take in, but even including evil. Because without evil, then men wouldn't go ahead to pursue the righteous path. So evil has to exist so that man would continue on the righteous path and make sure they maintain their place on the righteous path. So every single thing that exists in this dimension and even in the spiritual dimension exists to benefit you, to help you, to make you a better person. That is why you need to learn to stay in communications with the powers that be in the dimensions and your ancestors, because your ancestors will surely not deceive you. Before you continue, I want you, or I need you to go back. Not necessarily back, but back to the place of creation. Because before you can move forward and understand who you are, or understand why you are here, or even access spirituality, the first place to do, or the first place to go, is to know who you are as an individual. You cannot know who you are as an individual if you don't know where you are coming from and how where you are coming from was created. What does this mean? It means that you cannot move forward if you don't understand how it all began. That is why I need us, or I want us to go into creation a bit, just a bit, not the whole scholarly of it, but just a bit about creation. So you should know that our ancestors, our forefathers, our great ancestors, for hundreds of thousands of years have kept passing on knowledge, information, down to this present day. So when you come into this country, and most African countries, you will hear stories of a man that is being taken to the forest and being taught certain things. You hear stories like, my grandfather told me that and that and that. My grandma said this and that and that. My parent taught me how to use this and that and that. And you will realize that the information that they be getting in back then are all of a sudden very significant in our time. Why? Because our parents understood that for the culture to keep going, for the community, for the society, for our spirituality to become what it is, we need to pass on information to the next generation. So every generation is learning to pass information to the next generation. This is what some people adopted and said, what? Make sure you teach this to your children. Our fathers were constantly teaching the younger generation what the previous generation did. So oftentimes it's a conversation, even in the physical realm, between grandparents and children. Grandparents and grandchildren. You understand? Because when grandparents realize that, okay, the children are of age and they tend to focus their attention to the grandchildren and begin to tell them stuff that sometimes the grandchildren would literally not be able to understand, unless you are a grandchild like somebody I know who would ask the grandparent questions that they can't even answer. But majority of the time, our spirituality is such that this is how our intelligence works. The information are constantly being passed on from generation to generation. So we believe more of the oral tradition than the written document. Somebody will say, so how accurate are oral tradition? Well, oral tradition is as accurate as you understanding the fact that the earth is earth and there's air and there's fire and it hasn't changed. So long as the story, truth does not bend, truth remains what it is. You can even decide to spice it up, but at the end of the day, truth would always be what it is. Truth. So the oral traditions of our fathers, but when you break down to the account system, it's what we call the anansism. The oral tradition. Why? It's folktale. It is telling the tales of our foreparents, our forefathers, what happened in the life of the people who lived the forelife. You need to understand that our spirituality, I said it in the introduction, has been the main tutor. Our spirituality has been the main teacher of every other spirituality on the face of the earth, or every other religious movement or body and all these things on the face of every single one of them have what they have because our spirituality existed. So it is not the other way around. It is not you using the other things to explain our spirituality. No, our spirituality explains every single thing that we have around us, especially in the area of creation. There's not a creation story that exists outside our spirituality that does not have a bit of our spirituality, or does not have our spirituality as a bedrock. Our stories about the creation, what our fathers told us about creation, is basically what is in every single religious book. Why? Because our fathers practiced spirituality first. Our fathers had spirituality first. Our fathers understood what it is to be in the spirit and operate spiritually whilst you are in this dimension. So our spirituality is found in every other thing, but every other thing is not found in our spirituality. So our spirituality becomes the core, the vital part of every form of spiritual awareness that is out there. In general, when it comes to the creation story, our fathers have always believed that everything that we see to be in existence, everything that is in existence because one person, one entity, one being decided to bring every single thing into existence. Or sometimes you can have a story of the gods, the children of this being, this first existence, are creating, or they are the ones that created everything that we see around us and still creating everything that we see around us on behalf of the Creator. So either way you have it, whether you believe that gods are working on behalf of the Creator or the Creator created everything, starting with the gods and powers that be, either ways the Creator still remains the first and one and only person that started it all. So in our spirituality, we believe without a doubt that creation started with one being. Creation started with one being. You can have this being into two forms and have one, the feminine being or the masculine being, but you should understand that everything that exists in creation started from one. Our African creative story, the creative system, is such that this being that existed out of nothing by himself brought every single thing into existence out of the same nothing. So in our spirituality, we believe nothing is not empty. Nothing always has something. Because it is out of nothing that everything that is in existence came into existence. So it's out of nothing else that the Creator came into existence. So therefore, we believe in our spirituality that there is more in nothing than man knows. Or there is more in nothing or to nothing than what you can perceive or you can understand it to be. Because if every single thing is coming out of nothing, then what is this nothing? So the pre-self-existence creator that we have, I call him my Father, has the ability to turn an absolute zero energy into a manifold energy. If he himself came out of the energy of nothingness, he himself can get back into the energy of nothingness and bring out everything from the energy of nothingness. So it simply means is that he came out of himself and brought everything else that exists outside from out of him. So he came out of himself, which is nothing else, into existence. And whilst he existed, he created within the existence that he is to bring forth everything that is. You understand? So it's like a ripple effect of he himself coming out of the nothing. So it's like all of a sudden nothing decided to exist. Do you understand it? In our spirituality, we believe that the only thing that was in existence out of the nothing else or nothingness was the creative energy, the creative force, the creative spirit that existed within the Creator himself. Do you get a picture? So nothing, there was nothing. Then he decided to evolve out of himself. Then nothingness gave birth to everything. So the nothingness is the Creator himself. So there's not a word like nothing in our spirituality, because in that nothing is the creative force, the creative energy that flows out of nothing else himself, or flows out of the Creator himself and fills every single thing in the cosmos. That is what science is now called zero matter or zero energy or dark matter or dark energy. It's silent, it's quiet, it's timeless, it's boundless, it's nothing. It's just there. But it's just being there is powerful at the same time. So the force that drags or emanates from this nothingness is the same force or the creative energy or the cosmic energy that exists in every single thing out there. So existence itself came out of non-existence with the aid of the creative force or the creative energy or the cosmic energy of the Creator. This energy flow is the very essence of the living being, supreme being, the Creator, all-powerful Creator himself. So it flows, it gushes out of himself, and it fills everything around us. So in our spirituality, everything around us has a bit of the Creator in it. It doesn't matter how abstract it is or how full it is. So it can be something as the stone. When you look at a stone, you consider it to be an object and not a living thing. But this stone has the essence of the Creator in this very stone. The energy that exists in the Creator, the energy that exists in you, the energy that exists in me, the same energy exists in this very stone that you might look at nothing. Because this energy is what brought this stone into existence out of nothing. So one significant thing about our spirituality is the acknowledgement of this essence, this energy, this power, this spirit that flows from the Creator into everything else that exists. So we don't treat everything else that exists as a thing, a piece of nothing. No, that very thing that you want to discard is a piece of the Creator himself. This essence of flow or the spirit, the power, is what gives us the ability to communicate, to be in constant communication with the Creator and with everything else that exists in creation. It is that which allows us, so inasmuch as you cannot see the Creator or nobody has seen the Creator is very much seen in everything at the same time. So when you learn to activate this stone, and activate is just bringing it to life, which is already alive. The ability to bring the stone or activate the stone or make it accessible is the acknowledgement of the Creator in this very stone itself. It's the acknowledgement of the Creator in my very self. And it's the acknowledgement of the Creator in your very self. So the creative force is what Christians will say the Holy Spirit. Or other religious sects will say the Spirit of God. It is this same force that allows us to understand everything that exists in the cosmos if you learn to pay enough attention to the very essence that flows through you. And hence, what people call meditation is for you to channel your awareness to this energy that already exists in you. This energy that exists in every single thing else around us. This energy that exists in this very stone. So in the creation story of our spirituality, everything is one and came out of one. Ain't that beautiful? In our spirituality, the medium of communication or the channel of communication is broken down into three various parts. The first part is we have the Supreme Being himself. He is the final go-to of everything or every thought or every idea that is conceived on the face of this earth. The second dimension of the communication system in our spirituality is the powers that be, the intermediaries, some may say the gods. These powers or gods or intermediaries or divine powers or divinity are there to serve between the creator, man, and the ancestral realm. So they are serving, they are intermediaries between. So we have the creator, we have the divinities or the powers that be, we have the ancestral realm, and we have man. All this is going straight to the creator, but it gets passed on from the informations or knowledge or wisdom or intelligence gets passed on from the creator to the powers that be, from the powers that be to the ancestral realm. So man is at the receiving end of these three channels of communication. So before we get to the creator, you got to go through the ancestral realm, which is the third level, the divine realm or the powers that be or divinity, which is the second level, and the creator, who is the supreme being, the first level. So in our spirituality, nobody gets to talk to the creator themselves, because the creator is everywhere. It's everything. He is in everything. You don't see him. So you're not going to have a sit down with the creator and say, okay, let's drink tea. Nobody has ever had a conversation with the creator before. Not even the ancestors. Because this code and this channel of communication is very well respected in the dimensions and cannot be broken. It's the order of communication. You cannot surpass. So you very much understand that in our spirituality, we do not have room. We do not have room. The creative force or the power that created everything, or the power that flows, the essence of the creator, is not now coming to be in somebody. It's already in you. That is the reason why you are even in existence. The essence of the creator is the reason why you are alive. So unlike other belief systems that have the Holy Spirit that will come upon you sometime later, the creative force is in everybody. So the creator exists in everything. But the channel of communication in the dimensions have to go through the ancestral realm, who serves as messengers, who serves at the boundary between divinity and humanity. So you pass through the ancestral realm, you get to the powers that be and to the creator. So the subject of existence of angels do not exist in our spirituality. It's either is the powers that be or our ancestors. Because the creator exists out of nothing, came out of nothing, and exists by himself, and in his existence nothing can understand or explain him, the creator does not have a name. Oh yes, the creator, our creator, does not have a name, because then who is going to describe, who is going to give the creator a name that explains? There's not a single statement or word or a name that can best explain who the creator is. So in our spirituality, we have unique names, we need unique titles. Let me correct myself. Unique titles that helps best explain who the creator is. Some of these unique titles that we have is Yang Ko Pong Nyankopon. That's one of the most popular titles that is given to the Creator amongst the Akan communities. I know our brothers and sisters across the face of the place, or even this continent, have their own ways or words or names or titles that is given to the Creator. But the concept is almost the same across the African continent. Because the Creator is the mighty, and the Onyankopon, the title Onyankopon, is the mighty and unique one. He's mighty and he's unique. So therefore, cannot be. How do you name someone that is mighty and unique? So we give him the title Nyankopon. Nyankopon. This is the Akan spirituality. This is spirituality, but the Akan version. Like I said, there are other versions, the same baselines, the same fundamentals, but the names are the only thing that would vary. So we also call him Odumankuma. Odumankuma, which Odumankuma means the infinite creator or nature itself. Odumankuma. So when we say Odumankuma, it means what? The infinite creator or nature itself. When you say Nyankopon, the unique and mighty one. Odumankuma, the infinite creator or nature itself. We have the popular name, the very, very popular name, Nyame. Nyame or Onyame. Nyame or Onyame, which is the very popular and common name given to the Creator. So we say Creator in Akan language, Obadiah. I believe you have that in your language too. The Creator, Obadiah. Nyame is the popular name given to the Creator. So in our spirituality, we have the popular name Nyame. Nyame, which is one. Nyame, which is one. We call this Nyame also Odumankuma. So these are titles, don't forget. These are titles. But these are the titles that the Akan system give. So across borders, every other African nation have their own language that they use to infix this same concept and ideas. So we have the Nyame, which is signifying the oneness of the Creator. We have Odumankuma, which is what? The infinite creator or nature itself. And we have Nyankopon, the mighty and unique one. I don't want to take much of your time. I'm going to end here today, but I will continue. I will come your way tomorrow and continue. No, what am I saying? I'll come your way next week, Friday, and continue from this place that I am and explain who Nyame is and why the name Nyame. And we'll move on to understand many things. If you haven't studied anything at all, if you didn't hear anything that I said today, if you didn't hear anything that I said today, please remember this. We have the Creator, we have the powers that be, the divinity, the divine realm, we have the ancestral realm, and we have this physical form, man. Man, ancestral realm, divinity, Creator. It is through this channel that we offer prayer, thanksgiving, what have you. Invocation, sacrifices, burnt offering, communication, it all goes through this channel. Have a great one. I love you guys as always. It's a high day, so I got to return to the altar. But don't forget, we have our Zoom meeting on Sunday, 7 p.m. GMT is going to be awesome. I'm going to touch on the subject that would help you understand who you are and the God behind you. Who you are and the God behind you, and what the God behind you does. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to learn who you are. You're going to learn the God behind you and the characteristics of the God behind you. Stay blessed. I love you. See you on Sunday. Oh, don't forget, we are praying tomorrow on the Sabbath watch from 1 p.m. GMT to 6 p.m. GMT. It's going to be awesome. You don't want to miss it for anything. Mwah! Have a great night.